dum dum da dum da da dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da dum. Greetings, viewers. Venture Link here. I hope you like my homemade sung Zelda tune there, because that means that I got the Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds on Nintendo 3DS last week. I just finished it earlier this morning, and I just want to come in and share my thoughts and give a spoiler-free review on A Link Between Worlds. First off, what can I say about A Link Between Worlds? Well, it's the indirect sequel to Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, which was on Super Nintendo and Game Boy Advance. So if you're familiar with that game, for the most part, you'll be familiar with how A Link Between Worlds works. Most of the layouts are the same, but some of them have changed. Like, for instance, the Dark World and the Light World both have specific names. In addition, when you go to explore the Dark World, all the regions and stuff are physically blocked off by big pits, so it's not like you can't just traverse the entire Dark World by foot. You actually have to use the little portals and all that, and all kinds of other little shortcuts to get around the big pits. When I first played this for the first time, and I felt really locked down like pretty much every single Zelda game that's been released in the last 10 years, I was like, has Zelda now finally jumped the shark, where a game that's an indirect sequel of A Link to the Past, I can't even freely explore in? In this regard, in Link to the Past, after I rescue Zelda and get out of the sanctuary, I'm able to get one extra heart piece. You can get the ice rod and the lamp, but the game kept me locked down and kept teasing all the heart pieces I kept coming across, because every time I would get to the heart piece, you can't get there initially. It was like, what a tease. Zelda has finally jumped the shark. But slowly but surely, you do get to explore a lot. The nice thing is that you get every single item in the game from your own house, and of course there's little rental fees, and then later on in the game you can buy every single item, so that's a plus. So that actually does kind of help a lot. Unfortunately though, how you're used to Zelda games, like how you go through a dungeon, get an item, then use it to beat the boss, well, you could technically do that initially when you're able to rent your items, but then you'll have to think of more creative ways on how to beat a boss. Like, okay, do I use my ice rod? Do I use the fire rod? Do I spam bow and arrows, or do I whack it with the hammer? So there's a little bit of fun and creativity with the bosses, I guess. But when you get to the Dark World, you can actually get to pretty much all the portals and all the weather vanes and such as soon as you get into the Dark World. So when I got to the Dark World, I was like, holy cow! And of course, you're kind of sort of not locked to a specific order, or at least to for a specific dungeon like you was in A Link to the Past. Which means for the most part you can explore every single Dark World dungeon from the start, and you can do it in every order, and there is no, you're tied to one specific order or any of that other crap. And of course, the Master Sword makes a return, and you can still upgrade the Master Sword just like you could in A Link to the Past. Only I'll say this, the method of upgrading it is completely different from what it was before. You had to pick up these Master Ores, I believe they're called, to upgrade your Master Sword. Though I'm not going to tell you where they're at. Graphics are pretty good. The plot is actually pretty good too, although there are some twists near the end, which I'm not going to go into further detail with that. You'll just have to buy a copy or get it off your buddy and play it on your own. Overall, I actually like Link Between Worlds. and I would recommend it. In fact, I'm almost getting tempted to go through it again because there's also a hero mode. When you finish the main story the first time, you can start a new game in hero mode and it'll be that much more difficult. So I'm kind of excited to see what that entails and what that looks like. And I would recommend you buy it if you're looking for holiday or birthday gift ideas. I would consider ALBW. And that's all I really have to say on ALBW, or A Link Between Worlds: Legend of Zelda. So anyways, I'm Adventure Link. Thank you for watching. I hope that you take what I said in consideration when you purchase things or when you want to try out a new video game or whatever. And I hope my review was informative and helpful to you and your decision making powers, which I'll say. And as always, if you like what you see, hit the thumbs up and or the subscribe button. Hit the thumbs down if you don't like it. All three buttons are in the video description on each and every video on YouTube. Mine are no exception. And if you have any questions, comments, concerns, praise, criticisms, well wishes, prayers, etc., but no flames, fighting, spam, or other such bullcrap, you can always hit me up in the comments section. And it's getting kind of chilly outside, so make sure you stay warm and bundle up if you have to. Eat right and stay healthy, although that's kind of hard to do this time of year because we just got done with Thanksgiving, and right now we're getting ready to go into Christmas too, so yeah. And remember the wise words of wisdom of Eric the Car Guy, reminding you guys out there, and gals too, to be safe, have fun, and stay dirty. Don't let anyone push you around, and I will see you next time. Have a nice day.